everyone. Hi. So today I want to talk about what I'm reading and talk about life right now because a bunch of things have changed in a very short amount of time. And I just love these kinds of videos. It's the kind of booktube video where one sits down and does a little bit of a catch up on life and also talks about what they're reading. It's kind of like a staple of our community. Some people don't do them, which is fine, but there are a lot of people who do. And so I'm hoping to add this into the rotation so I can keep you all in on the what's going on. And I thought it would be great. I don't know if I have a cutesy catchy title. If you all have a cutesy catchy title that I can name these, it's kind of like let's catch up and connect and also talk about what we're reading right now. That's the vibe, and I'm hoping to do it maybe a couple times a month. So yeah, I love this kind of video. It makes me feel really connected to the person who's talking. And there are definitely regular weekly videos from people that I never miss. I may not comment, but I never miss watching them. I just enjoy it so much. Okay, so if you're new to my channel, then hello. You have caught a very relaxed and chill kind of video from me. If you're liking the vibes, I would encourage you to subscribe if you're watching as an unsubscribed person. And, without any further rambling on, let's go ahead and get into the meat of this video. How do I structure this video? Okay, so I'm thinking biggest family stuff, like the change that affects the whole family, all the way down to my recent reads. So it'll be like family, personal, and then recent reads. So in terms of my family, we have all gone back to school. My sweet Graham, he is my oldest son, is in 3rd grade. D, my little baby, he is 6 and he is in 1st grade. And then I am teaching 6th grade. And that is, oh goodness, I think I was thinking about how many years I've been teaching 6th grade. And I think this is my 7th or 8th year teaching 6th grade, 6th or 7th grade. I've only taught either of those grades. So it's interesting to have taught this age group for as long as I have. I find it personally interesting. I never thought I would be an expert in an age group, but I would definitely qualify myself as an expert in 6th and 7th grade. And never in a million years, my younger self would have believed that I would be teaching essentially middle school for as long as I have. I surprised my own self, what can I say? So we all started back at school. There were some delays, partly to do with hurricane or tropical storm Debbie, and now, so we delayed school actually a couple of days, and so we're back, and I didn't realize how stressed I was feeling anticipating the first day. I don't know, I felt like the stress bubble burst. Tell me if you all are like this. It's like I didn't realize because I was excited to start school and we ended up having more teacher work days because of the storm and the way the storm affected our area than we do most years. So I felt, and because the start date was pushed back a couple of days, I just felt like there was this anticipation, this prepping for students that lasted kind of a long time, and that kind of stressed me out, I think. So now that I'm back with students and I am figuring out our new schedule and getting to know a new group, I feel like so much more at peace. And I didn't think that I would feel that way at all. Usually the first days of school are a little more, I feel like that's a little bit stressful because I'm getting to know the students and I'm trying to get into the routine. But this time I found the anticipation to the first day more stressful for whatever reason. But every year it's a different, every year has a different group of students and different feel. And as a collective, every group likes to learn a little bit differently. Some things stick with one group that ends up being a total flop with another. Now we're just getting into the weeds of the teachingness. Is it too soon to say? I don't know. I'm really enjoying my group of students. It's a teeny tiny little grade level. The class, so on average, I think our class size for elementary school is about 30. That's our class average. And in sixth grade, the entire sixth grade is 11 students. So that's all I have. I'm teaching all of sixth grade. I am teaching all of the subjects. So spelling, I don't know why I started with that. Spelling, math, history, science, reading, grammar, all of it. So I have all of it. And it's the first time that I've taught all the subjects. I've taught math and science, and I've taught reading and English and grammar. I've taught that side, language arts, all that kind of thing. I've never actually taught social studies, so that is brand new. I've also taught spelling, and I feel like, and handwriting, that kind of thing. So I've kind of done it in pieces, but I've never taught all of it. So it's a bit of a learning curve, and I don't know, sometimes I just have to get over my own fear of the new, the new, not knowing exactly how it's gonna go. But I'm finding that I'm really, really enjoying teaching social studies. Because I'm teaching ancient civilization, it's this really cool balance between the way that we're so similar to humans that lived so long ago, and the way that things are very different. The way that they handled things were very different than the way that we handle things today. And the comparison and to compare the two, our times now to times back then, it's just fascinating. And so I get to bring that enthusiasm and that joy to my students. I'm going to talk about some recent purchases real quick in just a second. Let me tell you about my kids. Both of my children have transitioned into their new grades just seamlessly. They've both had a really excellent first week, as I have myself. It's not without challenges for all three of us, but I love that so this is our second year on the campus together. We all transitioned into this school when I got a job there, and the first year last year was kind of tough on my mama heart, on finding the balance between transitioning my children into a new space and transitioning myself into a new work role, and getting used to a new schedule and a new curriculum for all of us. It was a challenge, and I was kind of, I think, dreading the challenges of a transition yet again. I think that was also one of the things I was anticipating and feeling a little bit of dread about. And to my utmost surprise, we have just transitioned like champs, like my kids have. They have just been doing so well. And it's been just such a blessing, to be honest. It makes my mama heart happy. It makes me so grateful that we are all transitioning so seamlessly. So it's just been a huge, the start of school has been so huge for all of us. You go from the endless summer days. I spend a lot of time at home. I'm such a homebody. I'm such an introvert, actually, in my own right. I like not seeing everybody. I like being at home. I like having my alone time. I like just being with myself, recharging. And you go from that to the total opposite, where I'm with people every day, and I'm speaking to colleagues, and I'm working with other people, and I'm working with students, and I'm working with my own children in a very specific way, making sure their needs are met. So it's just a total 180 to this change. It's the absolute opposite of how my days are during summer. And so in some ways it's refreshing, in some ways it's stressful, especially since, again, we were anticipating it for a little bit longer than I normally would have. But it has worked out so well, and I'm so stinking grateful. Now, speaking of going back to I know I'm kind of all over the place, but I'm okay with it. If you're okay with it, I'm okay with it. So I actually decided, and it's in our curriculum, but I didn't own the books. We are going to do Lloyd Alexander's The Book of Three. I'm going to read that with my students. That's going to be our first hurrah into reading. And I'm so excited. I saw Kelly from Books I'm Not Reading. She recently read this book, and so the author and book was familiar to me as I was digging into my curriculum. And so I just decided to bite the bullet and buy a dozen copies, one for me and one for all of my students. And I was like, I want to do this. Like, I want to read a novel and not just read excerpts, because that's kind of the way English curriculum has trended towards in the last several years, is you read excerpts and you work on a learning skill based around that reading excerpt. But I was like, I want to do a whole book. I want to do the whole novel. And there is teaching material and all learning objectives all tied to this in my curriculum, to The Book of Three by Lloyd Alexander. And all I had to do was buy the books. And so I bought the books, and I am thrilled. I'm so excited, y'all. I think there will be a lot to dig into, a lot to enjoy, and I'm just so excited. Also, because it's my second year of teaching at least part of the curriculum, it'll be my second year teaching math and my second year teaching science and spelling, Bible. Because it's my second year doing all of it, I feel so much more comfortable in the curriculum, and I know that because I'm more comfortable and because I'm more knowledgeable in the curriculum, I get to pull in more like fun things to do. I know where I can speed up a little bit. I know what assignments really didn't add a lot to the learning. And so I feel like I am coming at least these subjects with a lot more expertise that I just didn't have last year. And so one of the things that I do with my students is that I bring in Legos. Like, my own children have been gifted so many Legos over the years. And so I have a tub that's huge. I mean, I have this huge tub. And so I bring it into my classroom, and the students get either a little Ziploc bag, like a sandwich bag full. I've done that. Or I've done like a cup full of Legos, and they have to do different things with them. Whether it be just a brain break, or while they're waiting for dismissal, or if it's something related to our learning. So I had recently asked them to create with Legos the different kinds of faults with earthquakes, the different types of earthquakes that can happen, and to use Legos to demonstrate that. And so, they're in their book and they're looking, and they're building their Legos, to try and they call me over and they would show me, and there was just something really fun about that. And because I was more familiar with earthquakes, because I had taught it last year, I could, figure out an activity that went with it that had to do with the supplies I already own, like Legos. But anyways, I'm just having so much fun, and I'm enjoying teaching, which is wonderful. So I told you that I bought the Book of Three, which are coming. They're going to come in a few days. My class set of the Book of Three by Lloyd Alexander. And I also recently bought with a trip with my family, I bought, there's a little crinkly. I bought Saga Volume 1. So we have this, I'll have to insert pictures, but it's a comic book store, a game store. It's so weird. My town is teeny tiny, and there's like a novelty store. It's like got comic books, it's got manga, but it's also got like action figures that are massive. I mean, these action figures are thousands of dollars, and they're huge. I will be inserting pictures. And so I was really excited. We wanted to support the shop. And so I had bought this volume. I know that Gemma has talked about this quite a bit, and I believe she was reading it with Alice. And so this is Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. And this is a graphic novel, comic book. I don't know, one of those things. I'm going to open it. Anyways, I have heard good things about this, mostly from Gemma. She really likes this series. And I know I can get the rest on my Kindle, and I could get the first book on my Kindle as well through my library app. so it's available to me, but in honor of supporting this really neat new store in our downtown area, I wanted to buy this and support them, and so that's what we did, and I am excited to have this. So those are my two like recent bookish purchases, and what is it? It was like right before school started. We did a family trip to this really interesting comic book store, but it's comic books slash action figures, and it has games, and it's got a bunch of things. And we ended up spending time. It almost feels like a museum of only action figures that are also for sale. So a really interesting store. Anyways, we went there as a family, partly to just look around because, man, it was so interesting to see. And then partly just to see if there was anything interesting that we wanted to buy. Oh, and then there was some One Piece stuff. They had One Piece, and they had these little like action figures. I don't know. And there was one of my favorite character in One Piece, Buggy. So I just about lost my mind when I saw this little action figure of my favorite character in One Piece. I did want to buy it, but I was like, girl, you got to stop. And I know that there are some people asking on a pretty regular basis, where is the next One Piece video? I got caught in a little bit of a knot. After I finished my the last chapter of the last arc that I finished, I think it was Skypiea, I got a flood of comments of people saying that I need to watch the G8 arc. So for those of you who are not interested in manga, and maybe are curious about it, there is this long-standing series called One Piece, and there's like over 1,000 chapters in it. And I got to like, I don't know, 300, like, I don't know, chapter 300, I think, or maybe not even that far. I can't even remember right now. And there is the way it goes is that there was this 10 episode anime that is only on the anime, and you have to watch, well, you don't have to, but it would be I was told that I ought to watch those 10 episodes because they're quite funny and really silly, and they add a lot to the story, or they add, some je ne sais quoi to the story. And then I got kind of stuck because I didn't really know how to access those episodes, and I wasn't sure if I should go on, and I got stalled, basically. I just didn't know what to do. Since then, my husband got me a subscription to Crunchyroll, I think it is, which is a place in which you can watch anime. And I've watched a couple episodes of the G8 arc, but it's just been hard because I don't watch TV. I don't know. So it's been also interesting to experience this thing that I only have experienced in reading it and experiencing it on the page. Now I'm seeing it being voice acted and animated and these movements and stuff, and it's so different. So it kind of threw me for a loop, and I've watched the first 2 episodes of the G8, and I hope to kind of finish it and finish this part of my One Piece journey in the next couple of weeks, but I'm just such a slow television watcher. I really, really am, because I don't dedicate a lot of time to it. And I wonder if once I get past this moment of G8, the watching of it, the watching of the anime, if I'll jump right back in to reading, and I'll get back into a regular rotation of reading One Piece, and then hopefully videos from there. But basically I just got stalled and got tied up in a little like emotional knot of like not sure if I should continue without watching G8, or if I should watch G8 and not sure how to access it. I had all these questions, and I just wasn't really sure what to do. So I think I have kind of a plan going forward, if what I've just mentioned to you is a plan. So yeah. Anyhow, let's see. Oh, we'll kind of wrap up. That was kind of family stuff. Wow, there was a lot of stuff, and even a reading One Piece update in the middle. let's think. Okay, the last I guess 2 things was that I'm going to get my hair cut, y'all. I cut my own hair because when I'm ready for a haircut, boy, am I ready for a haircut. Like, I need it in, like, that day. I don't know. The feeling will all of a sudden sneak up on me, and I will just feel this, I cannot stand my hair, and I need to get it cut immediately. So hopefully in the next, I think I'm going to try and go down right when the haircutting place opens, because I'm just so tired of my hair. Maybe I'll pop back on at the very, very end and show you the haircut that I got. I just need some layers. It's feeling very heavy. It's feeling very weighed down. I have very, very, very thick, straight hair. And so I need a little bit of like lift or something. So I trimmed it myself, and because I was like, Gina Stander cuts her hair herself, I can do that. And then I've realized, since I've cut it myself, it kind of scratched that itch of like needing to cut it myself. Anyways, so I cut it, and then I realized that I really need a professional to go in and lighten the load, because my hair is feeling so weighed down and just so, like, I don't want it shorter. I just need it less thick, basically, because I have very, very thick hair. And then my reading update is, I don't know, not super exciting or anything. What am I saying? My reading update is so exciting. I'm still reading The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay. I'm very close to halfway. It's so good. It's so good. I am so invested, okay, in these characters. Cavalier, Clay, Joe, Sam, I'm loving them. They are amazing. And this book is so impressive that I want to read everything that Michael Chabon wrote. That's how I'm feeling right now. I'm just like, this is a Shelley book, if there ever was one. And it's about 2 nerds taking on the comic book industry when the comic book industry was at its boom. So, but it's so much more than that. Oh, it's so good. I just love it. And I'm taking it slowly, and I'm okay with taking it slowly. And I have to keep telling myself that I'm okay with taking it slowly, or I will start to get annoyed kind of myself of being in a book too long, and I'll get a little antsy, and then I'll want to like speed it up, and that kind of will dip into my enjoyment of a book, because I'll feel like this almost like anxious, if you will, energy to finish, and then all of a sudden like wanting to finish will be the most important thing, and I don't want to be like that. So I have to keep telling myself I'm enjoying it, so it doesn't matter how long it takes me, and it's been fantastic. Oh, so good. Okay, I'll let you know if all of a sudden the book is disappointing and everything I ever said about it, the first half of the book, it's just moot. I will let you know if that happens, but right now I'm really, so good. Okay, and then I'm also reading the 10th book in the Elizabeth George series. Yes, I am reading my next Linley book. Let me figure out the title and make sure my camera doesn't cut me off. I'm reading In Pursuit of the Proper Sinner. I'm reading it with my friend Anita. We read Linley together. I don't know. If you don't know about the Elizabeth George series, or if you do and you just want to hear someone gush about it, Elizabeth George has like 30 book, or probably close to 30 books, if not more, maybe less, in her Inspector Linley series. And what's fantastic about it is the core group of characters that she has created. They come from different backgrounds. They have their own struggles. They feel very real. Their relationships are incredibly nuanced, and each person has a nuanced relationship with the other person. So, you have 6 characters, and so you have this web of really interesting character relationships, essentially. And there are fantastic mysteries at the center of it all. But what I come back for are the wonderful characters. They're so good. They're so good. And I'm just so glad to be back in this world. Funnily, I did my video about the year 2000. Like, I did deep dive, if you will, about the year 2000. What happened, the news events, the best books, the prize books, all of that. And I will leave that linked down below in case you didn't watch it. It was a really fun video to make. I can't wait to make the next installment, 2001. I'm just waiting for my reading life to open up a little bit. Mostly I want to finish Cavalier and Clay before I start the 2001 video. Anyways, point is that, In Pursuit of the Proper Sinner, the 10th book in the Linley series, was published in 1999. In all of my reading, I have been swirling around the year 2000, which is kind of interesting. I find that kind of interesting. And then I think the next book, the 11th book, was published in 2001. So it might show up in the next installment of that series. But I'm loving it. I don't know exactly what I'm going to read next. I continue to think about Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I want to read that. I don't know. I also need to reset these bookshelves big time. So, that's one of my projects. So you'll probably see some shelf tours and shelf reorganizations, or a library reorganization soon from me, because I really need to get on it, like in terms of these shelves back here. It's a mess. There's like no organization. But most importantly, from now to the end of the year, I think I'm going to have 2 guests coming, one of which are my parents. They'll stay for about a week, I think, and one of which is another guest who might stay upwards of 3 weeks. So my system in the back here, it's a mess. And also, it's like, this is a mess, and where I keep my read books, because a lot of these books in here are unread, but everything is higgly-piggly, upside down, weird. Everything is weird right now in terms of my bookish organization, and I really need to get on it in terms of organizing my books, because that needs to happen. Hey, so I wanted to pop back in after the haircut, and this is what I got. It's so much more light and layered, and just, oh gosh, it's so much better. Like, I'm so much happier because I feel like I have it's not just so heavy anymore. So I just wanted to pop in and show you all. There you go. There you go. It's not a big change, but enough for me. I feel like a new woman. Now, that is it. That is it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me chit chat and give you a book update. I don't know. At times I wish I had one of these videos in place so that I can just pop on and just chit chat, which I guess I could create for myself. I don't need anyone's permission or anything. I just forget, I guess, that these types of videos are available to me. So just wanting to pop on, to ramble, to connect, to talk about books, to talk about things other than books, and to just be with you all. So that's it for me. Let me know about what you're reading. Let me know about what's going on in your life. I would really love that. I shared, it's your turn. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here and spending this time with me. And I will see you all in my next one. Bye.